Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. It is time for another Roxy's Weekly Challenge, and this one looked super fun. Rachel from Roxy Creations was using ledger type paper, so either original, and she's got a beautiful stash of original, vintage and antique ephemera, or digitals. So I have in my stash a bunch of old farmers' diaries, and so it's been very hard for me to rip pages out, and I thought this is a project that really suits the paper in these diaries. They're different sizes, different years. This one is from 1941. I thought I'm going to be brave. I'm going to use some of this really amazing vintage goodness, original goodness, and use it for this challenge. So first off, I need to deal with these papers because they are super tall. I can't even fit them all under the camera. They are bigger than A4, and I think I'm going to have them sideways because I can't work out a way to use them this way. It's just too wide. I guess I could fold it. Maybe I could fold it. Maybe. Well, let's try. Maybe this one I will try folding, see how it goes. But I need to take some off the height because it is too tall, and I can save this bottom bit for collage or a piece of another base for a piece of ephemera somewhere along the way. So I'm putting my big girl pants on, and I am attempting to use what has been very preciously hoarded. Probably just over a year that I've had these diaries, and I have taken a couple of pages out and shared some with Patreon in my Patreon mail. But other than that, it's just kind of sat there because it's like, it's very hard to come by. So what would happen if this is the edge that I tore out of the book. Okay, let's just do it. How much do I need to fold it in? Now, I did not seem to tear that straight, but that's okay. Oh, I'm like so nervous working with this. So that's a good size, I feel. I like this edge here. I think that's fun, but I might end up covering that. So the idea is with using either digital or real pieces of some type of interesting paper. It doesn't have to be ledger. This diary paper is quite similar to ledger because it's got some vertical lines, but really it's not. You could use anything you want, just whatever's interesting to you, what you have in your stash, or a digital, or even just a book page that's interesting would work equally well. So that's your base, and then you grab some sort of fun digital or decorative paper. So I'm just looking in my stash here. I've got a few bits and pieces ready, as in trimmed off the white. This is one of my digitals. Kind of don't want to cover the date either. I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently to what Rachel did. That's what I'm thinking. I am so sorry. I just got distracted by this very loud rumble from my Kelly girl asleep in the cat bed. It was kind of like a snore crossed with a growl, crossed with a, I don't know, it was just really weird. I'm really struggling with this, guys. I'm struggling with what to do. Do I glue this down? Do I leave it flip outable as writing space? The thing is, it's not very thick paper, and it's also old. It's not super fragile, but it is old. So I need to make a decision because you guys are sitting here patiently waiting for me to do something. So first off, I think it's too tall. So let's trim it down a bit. This page here is out of my, what's it called? Vintage Florals, something like that. Digital kit. It's one of the very first ones I put up on Etsy. I am going to I may even give it more of a tear than this, but I'm going to start with that. So I'm preserving as much as possible of the text and the date. It has got the date over here, but that is most likely going to be covered. So we will be covering over this fun edge. But we can't keep everything, can we? We've got to do something somewhere along the line. So because I love this text written in fountain pen. It's just awesome. Right, so that's going to go there. I think I'm actually going to glue it on before I do anything else, just so I'm kind of working with less moving parts. So I basically need glue from this top piece that I've torn down. I think that's pretty much going to cover what I need glued. So please excuse me if I'm a bit sort of unsure and hesitant in what I'm doing. I'm just bringing you along for this project and discovering how I want to actually approach it and preserve all the beautiful things that I love about this paper. Whoops, that's not straight. Come on, we can do better than that. We need to do better than that. Yeah, I think that's better. Something's going weird. Something's buckling somewhere along the way. I don't quite understand. But we'll just hope that it works out. So I can either wrap this all the way around to there, or I can just wrap it. I think I need to actually give a crease here. Because either way we need that. Or I could fold it kind of into there. I'm just folding it out the way so we can see, and then leave this as a flap. The purpose of the digital, as well as being decorative, helps to stabilize the old paper and give it some stability. Now that is as wonky as, oh my gosh, that is so off kilter. Like, I'm obviously not working with anything that's straight, which is just really interesting. So you fold that straight and then it's not straight there. I don't know what's going on, guys. But anyway, so given that nothing seems to be straight, I'm going to just trim it off here. Just trying to eyeball. That's probably my problem, and that's the wrong side. I need to be over this side. Probably because I'm eyeballing things. It's going very crooked. Okay. For better or worse, we are making a decision. So do I want to leave that openable, or I could make it just flat? I want it to be able to be written on. So you could still write around that text, but is that enough? I should have actually left a bit more. Sorry, I feel like I'm just taking forever to make a decision. I wish I'd left a bit more of this paper on so that that would tuck under. Well, how about we just fold it in a little bit more? That would be another way of doing this. So we've got an extra crease line, but that's okay. And if we glue this down, not all the way, so I'm going to stop. Hopefully that's about right, maybe a little bit less there. Okay, so I've just glued it at the top and bottom, so it could actually be a side tuck, but I want that to just be able to tuck under to hold it closed, like so. And so you can open it up and write on it, but that it will tuck under there. Sorry, hopefully I'm on camera. To close it. Now, because I've got this extra fold, it is wanting to just keep folding at that point. So what I'm going to do is reinforce it with a little extra decorative bit. So we're covering some of the text. That's okay. I'm starting to get with the program. It's like, yes, we've got to cover things, we've got to cut things off. So just do it, would you? Just do it. Stop your mucking around. And I don't know where that accent's coming from or what inspired it, but there you go. Just another way we entertain ourselves, putting on weird voices. I'm sure it's probably referenced somewhere from some program I've seen or something I've come across in history, in my history, that's brought out that unusual accent. Okay, so that's going to stop it wanting to fold back on that original fold line. Yeah, it makes it a lot stronger there, and then that will just tuck under. So a variation already on what Rachel did, but I think that just preserves everything that I want. It preserves the writing space, it preserves the date and most of the text, and it's just pretty. So from there you can decorate it up, add whatever. I feel like I need to run my bone folder over that. We could put a, what would we like? Butterfly, bird, flower. Let's look for a flower since we have got this as lilacs. Photo I took of our lilac bush and then messed around with, as you do, edited it and made it like, is that the right colours? I think that one's slightly better. No, not that one. What about this one? This one's got some pink in it. It's actually purple, but it's a pinkish purple. There's a little birdie on this one as well as the rose and the daisies. But no, it doesn't fit with that. The colours don't work for me. No. Striking out here, guys. We might have to end up going with a bird because I haven't hit upon anything that goes, yes, I'm the one. Just have a quick wee flick through. Yes, the wrong colours. So that's probably one of the better ones, or we go something different like that. That's not too bad. Shall we have a quick look at the birds? preferably like something facing that way, I think. Like this one. Oh, I like the size, I like the direction it's facing. I just don't think the colours are quite right, which is really disappointing, because other than that, I think he's wonderful. What else can we find? We've still got this big hummingbird, is it? But again, it's not facing the direction that I want, really. Got a less colourful bird. Actually, I quite like that. More subtle. Just trying to find places to put things where they're out my way. Yeah, less subtle. I mean, more subtle, not less subtle, more. But I like that. So let's go with that, and I'm just going to use the tacky glue. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to be better about using things in my stash and not hoarding them, because I get them to use, and I'm really not honouring myself if I don't use them. I'm just continuing to add to the mess or the clutter or whatever you like, my supplies. But if I'm not using them, then they're no good. They like, what do they mean? They're not being used. They don't really mean anything. So trying to be better and let go of some of my precious bits and actually use them for what I got them for. And once I get over myself, it does feel good. But it is hard, guys. I find it really, really hard. And I know I'm not the only one out there who struggles to use things that one considers precious, whatever it might be. And it's different for all of us, what we find precious. But I'm happy with that. We could put something on here. Maybe just like a label or something. So these are labels from Days Gone By from the Junk Journal Studio. I need something vertical. So like this is vertical, but I think she might be too wide. Well, actually she does fit, but I think it's... I'd like to see some of the paper on the sides. Oh, what about this one? The bike stop. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think so. Just a fun little piece. It's been a while since I've grabbed out those labels, because there's so many other beautiful labels that Michelle from the Junk Journal Studio has put out that I've kind of keep going to the new ones because they're exciting. You know, new's always exciting, isn't it? But I love all the labels she's produced. And this here is also going to just stabilize this, because it's only copy paper. This a little bit for the having that tuck under. Here we go. We got one done. My goodness, that took a bit, didn't it? But we got there. Okay, let's grab out another one of these sheets. Actually, no, I want this other one. This one here. This one I've already kind of planned out that I would tear it into 3. And roughly where I would tear it. So that's going to save us a little bit of angst on deciding, because I've already decided. And this one I'm going to have 2 dates on the one piece, which is I'm okay with. Just using the lines on the paper. This one's actually got a watermark on the bottom of the paper too. It's upside down. Why? I don't know. But manufacturing, they did it upside down. Okay, so we've got three pieces that I feel are the appropriate width for using in this manner. So I'm using a bunch of different digitals today. So my own RachandBella crafts, which this one is, and this is from Forest Threads, and the Junk Journal Studio I'll also be using. So I'll try and remember to link everyone and to name what I'm using as I go. So we'll be covering over that watermark, but I never knew it was there. I only noticed when I tore the page out and I was like, oh, there's a watermark. So again, it's slightly taller. I don't really want to fold the bird in half. So how are we going to do this? Do we want to use this? Okay, I'm putting that one aside. Let's go with this one. Will it make any difference? I don't know. I'm really overthinking this, guys. I'm really struggling. I am really struggling with this and what I want to do. Okay, gonna fold. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I am just going to go with it and see what happens, because I feel like I am just really labouring the point. And you'll get really impatient with me if I keep doing that, and I'll get impatient with myself for sure. So we've just got a little bit there. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to use tacky glue because I don't want to move anything. Right. Okay, so we need writing space. It's not all that writable, I wouldn't say. The writing space is underneath, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it on. I'm going to glue on this side so I get the glue where I need it. Nice little squiggle. Just fold that over. Okay, so we're going to tear it along that line. If I can see, it's kind of, the light's creating a shadow. So maybe we'll just cut it with scissors so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So it's neither side's really writable. It is nice and sturdy though. So what we could do is, do I do another variation? Just going to trim that little bit at the top there. What do I want? I want, thinking about this bit of paper that we took off the other one. Sorry, I am fluffing like nobody's business today. It's my third video, so maybe I'm, you know, flagging a bit, possibly. I thought I was all set for this video. I thought, yep, I know what I'm doing. I've got the supplies. I'm really excited. And come to do the actual practice and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling. Why am I struggling so badly? So I'm just looking at various options that I might no, don't like that. Just thinking about maybe clipping it on so it flips up as writing space. Whether we used half of this. Let's tear it in half. Stop being precious. Just do it, would you? Just do it. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Maybe we'll decorate this up. So this is Forest Threads. I've grabbed out the Woodland Wanderings ephemera. So let's see if there's something here that we want to put on. So I'm imagining I'll put this in my Woodland Notes journal. That's what I'm thinking. Just a wee bit lost, I feel, that lavender, I think. Oh, the cute squirrel. Gorgeous little fellow. Just wondering, does it need anything? Like there's some beautiful detail happening. Do we need to add anything? Oh, I do like these bottles in this kit. I am absolutely in love with them. They are beautiful, they are useful, and just different. You know, different to anything else I've got in my stash. Oh, and I have not cut that very well. There's a big strip of white down the side. I must have had my eyes closed when I was cutting that one out. My goodness, that's terrible. Or I got distracted. Something went wrong. And when I say a big strip of white, like that's a big strip of white. It's not really a big strip, is it? But it was very, very noticeable. I do like that. I mean, I could put a bit of this on, couldn't I? Of this. If we tore it. Totally not being precious now, am I? Like, we're tearing up the show. I like this date. I think that's quite fun. But it perhaps covers a little bit too much. So I'm being so flippant with this old paper. Just tearing it asunder. Oh, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it well. Okay, I'm just going to glue it on. Stop messing around, woman. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. What does that remind me of? I think it's Dory from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I think that's what was going through my brain, but just different words. Random, I know. I'm all over the show today. But like I said, it's my third video today, so maybe maybe I should have stopped at 2. Maybe. I don't know. Weird mood too. Like just super weird mood. Right. Bring out my ink and let's ink around this cute little bottle. I'm going to be reprinting these bottles again because I've used almost every one of them that's in the kit. I think I've got one more in the tray. I just love them so much. And they're usable for so many different journals, you know, botanical, nature, autumn, even like a science type journal. If you were doing a science journal, they would look really cool. Love it. Okay, just put that there. Sorry, just gluing off to the side, guys. Save shuffling things around again. Because I always seem to be shuffling things backwards and forwards. Oops, that was close. Almost spilt my cup of tea. Right, so we don't have much in the writing space, way of writing space. We could write around the text. And you know what? I think I want to turn it into a tag. I don't know. Did Rachel make any of hers into tags? I don't remember. But to me, it just says it wants to be a tag. So let's not argue with the piece and just do what it says. If it wants to be a tag, by golly gee, it can be a tag. Because it just said to me that it wants to be a tag. I like the butterfly wrapping around. I think that's really cool. So it hasn't got a lot of writing space, but it does have some. And it's not a journal card, it's a tag. But a tag is just a shaped journal card at the end of the day, isn't it? I think so. Right, let's clear these away so I've got room. Shall we attempt another one? So let's go with the Junk Journal Studio this time. And I'm thinking I've got a couple of options here. I do need something for the Shrooms journal, so maybe we'll go with this. This is from Mushrooms from Days Gone By the Junk Journal Studio. And I've pre-chosen this one to be the supporting paper. So this one I want to try and keep more writing space. So again, I'm going to fold over the edge. I know Rachel on some of hers turned this bit into a tuck spot. I might do that on one, I might not. Just see how we go. Do we want to trim this down a little bit? I think I'll do the width first. If I can grab my ruler. Like so, and then we'll just take a wee bit off the height. So it's a little bit shorter, which is exactly what I was hoping for. And I've got this fun raggedy edge, which is super cool. Right, now how do I want to do the front? I don't want to cover all the text because then that's just taking away from why the paper is special, isn't it? It's special because it's old and it's got really cool writing on it. So how do I want to do this? Well, I'm going to attach it on the back here. I'm wondering if I just let it flip out the whole front. I mean, that's entirely possible, isn't it? Just leave it to flap open. So it's got a decorative cover. I think I'm departing quite some ways from Rachel's challenge, actually. I don't think I've done anything that's exactly like she did. But that's secured now. We could have that flipping out, writing space all here. Do we want to, we could, isn't that gorgeous colour? It's funny how different it is to this. Actually, what I might do, yes, I'm getting an idea. I am getting an idea. Just got to try and make sure everything's straight, I think. So this I'm going to fold over this way. So this is going to be almost a, I don't know, folding journal card, I guess. Now how am I going to do this? Just going to glue along this edge, I think, for a start, because I don't want to seal it down on this bit yet. Put that there. Then I'm going to open it. Now I'm going to put glue. Following the lines of the digital paper. Make sure we've got no glue on the edges there. So we've got a decorative cover that opens up, and we've got writing space here. Then we've got the cool text, and I feel like I want to maybe do another wrap around. Let's take another strip off. It's going to stabilize this paper, as well as just kind of tying everything together, making it fit visually. So I'm going to fold this, or try and fold this straight in half, which on a narrow piece of paper is very hard to do because it likes to warp. One of those peculiar qualities of paper. Okay, and I think I need to trim a little bit off. Yep, I do. So we're going to go, actually I might just use the scissors. About there, I think. Just making sure the text is up the right way. So we have covered that date, but oh well. Still got this pretty text and a date there. So let's glue it on. You could use glue stick, but I just don't want to take it completely off and re-put it on. Just want to leave it in place there. Okay, now the other side. Oh my gosh, this whole video has made me so nervous and out of my comfort zone. I feel like don't mess it up, don't ruin this amazing paper. So I love that, got this little peep of the fountain pen text. So writing space, that could be written around if one wanted, or just leave it because it's really interesting. At Heatherdale, Alex at Carted Road, Timber, for room, then something. In afternoon, we carted load shingle to Waikari Vicarage. David grubbing thistles with a grubber. Miss Wilson's. There you go. That's kind of what it says. Some of it's quite hard to read. Okay, let's decorate this up. So grabbing out the matching bits and pieces for the kit, which again is mushrooms from days gone by. And we've got all, like this little container is just chocker with labels, words, numbers, you name it. It's just super full. I don't know if we want another mushroom because there's lots of beautiful mushrooms already on the paper. but you know, we can always try these things. It's a bit wide. No, I don't think we do need another mushroom. Maybe a label with a mushroom on it would be better for a lovely piece of ephemera, like one of these lovely gorgeous bits. That would, I mean, any would look lovely. Let's just be real about that. There's some tags in here. Don't think I want a tag on there. I'm looking for the right direction, so I want something that's vertical or narrow enough to fit. What about this? It's quite fun, isn't it? I like that. Okay. But I want something behind it. A bit of eco-dyed paper here. I think that would be lovely. I'm just going to glue it straight on that paper. Now that I'm doing this, I'm like, do I actually want this on the front cover, or would I rather have it somewhere inside? So we might look at that, but I'll cut it out first. And that side I don't think straight, so let's fix that one up. That was a small sliver, but okay. So I'm thinking, do we want to like put it somewhere like here instead, since we can't really, I mean we can, but there's not a lot of writing space. Or that takes up the writing space though, and same if we put it there. We'd have to either take up some of the text or just put it on the front. And my friends, I think we're putting it on the front, but I think I want to give it some ground espresso treatment. Just going to change out my pad on my tool here. Put the ground espresso colour on there. Give it a nice dark edge. And it will really help it to pop off from that beautiful background. I did forget to mention the flowers that I was originally looking at, but didn't end up using. They were from Artsology. So I apologise that I didn't mention that at the beginning when I had them out. Yeah, that just helps it pop off that lovely background. Seems a shame to hide that beautiful eco-dyed paper, but again, trying not to be too precious. And I've had this eco paper in my stash. It's my own paper that I've done, but I've had it in my stash for probably about 4 or 5 years. So I just need to use it and make more. It's what I need to do. I think I want it up higher, up there. And I think I'm just going to keep it nice and simple at that. We've done another piece. Now, I could go on, but I'm feeling a need to stop. That it hasn't been the most smoothest of videos, let's say. So I think I'm going to call it quits while I'm ahead. we did make 3 pieces. So we made this piece, which isn't for a specific journal. It's just, you know, wherever. It will go in my stash of pre-made ephemera. So we have a little tuck here to tuck this closed. And you could also tuck in something else, like a, oops, this is just where I've punched a whale tail out, but you know, you could actually tuck something else in there as well if one wanted. So we've got that one, we've got this one, which I turned into a tag, which minimal journaling space, but it does have some. We can say it's got some, but I love it. I think it's super pretty with forest threads and woodland wanderings. Gosh, my mind's going now. And then this last one that we did with mushrooms from days gone by, which has this flip out and writing space. So 3 variations. I don't think any one of them is exactly like Rachel did. It doesn't matter. I was just trying to work around my own preciousness over these beautiful papers. But thanks for joining me. I hope it was useful, entertaining, that you got a good laugh out of me being so bamboozled by my own sense of what's precious. Take care, my friends. Have a great day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye for now.